Welcome to episode 16 of The Lincolns. You see Sue walking there with her head low in shame because she was caught by the police out late last night doing mischief. Not exactly sure what Sue was doing that was so troubling. I can't imagine Sue is the kind of person who would steal or anything, but it was something that bothered somebody apparently. Well, Mike and Laura are up early, and they're working on skill points. After all, it's going to take them a little bit longer to get these last few skill points because they're so close to maxing out some of them. Well, now Laura decides it's time to work on making some breakfast for everybody. Because even though Sue didn't get that much sleep, she's going to have to be up for school after all. Yep. There's no way that Mike and Laura are going to let Sue stay home after school, or stay home from school. She's going to have to go, tired and everything. So you can see Mike and Laura talking about grandkids, probably talking about James and George. So, it's school time, and Sue gets on the bus. You have to remember, Sue is most likely a senior now because she's reaching the end of her teenage years. And Laura goes to work in her nice car. And since nothing really happens, Mike putters around the house. We'll skip forward to the afternoon where the maid is taking out the trash. And Sue gets dropped off by the school bus. Whoa there, Mr. Maid, watch where you're going. You don't want to get hit by a bus. That's never a pleasant thing. So, like always, Sue is celebrating good grades. I guess being tired at school didn't really affect her. And a friend came home with her. This guy is called Ralph. I'm sure we've seen him in at least one other episode in the past. But he's going to join her for some video games before she has to go off to work. And Mike joins them too, just to be, just to hang out, being the awkward dad after all. But it's off to work for Sue, off in that clunky old car. And Laura's home, so she's going to take care of a few needs. And now Mike is back to his charisma training. He has a long way to go. And Laura has a long way to go with her logic too. But Mike needs to blow off some steam by going into the water, taking a big dive. Yes, by now we all know Mike's talents for big, splashy dives. Well, I shouldn't say splashy because he enters the water very precisely. Silly Ralph is too afraid to jump in the water. Alright, so evening has come. And as Laura goes out to check the mail, Sue arrives home from work, happy to be earning money as always, because, after all, she is a finance sim. So, in she goes to drink some espresso. Because after all, she's kind of tired and she needs a pick-me-up to get her through the other hours of the evening. And of course she's talking about her work with her mother, because if we know one thing about Sue, she loves talking about work. So, Sue picks up the phone. And who is she going to call? Well, she is calling Edith. They just had so much fun together last night, even though it ended in, both of them getting arrested by the cops and brought home in a police car. Sue really wants to see her again, so she goes up and she changes into her casual clothes and greets Edith there in the front lawn. And there's Edith telling Sue what a fun time that she had last night and how happy they are to see each other again. Now, wait a minute, what's Amanda doing here? Oh, I guess she saw Edith coming over and decided to follow her. Well, I guess Amanda was never asked to turn in her key because she's here and she's chowing down on some free food. Well, Sue and Edith are getting pretty playful right away. And yeah, they're probably having a pretty interesting discussion right now, but they decide to play some video games because Sue's a big gamer, and it always amuses me how no one likes to sit on that couch. They tend to go to the chairs. And I'm sure Sue is annoyed to no end by Amanda deciding to come over and flap herself down there. Yeah, she doesn't want to be chaperoned by her big sister. Yes, we know that Sue and Amanda have been pulling apart in recent years. But they're getting a little bit tired of playing this game, so they decide to chat some more. And to Sue's great annoyance, Amanda stays in the room and sits real close to them, so they can't really be as open with each other as they would like to be. Just telling jokes. Well, finally Amanda decides to leave the room. They give each other a big hug. And Sue has to ask Edith, because the question's been on her mind all day. She asks her, have you ever thought what it would be like to kiss a girl? And Edith is like, I don't know. But and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sue has had her first kiss with Edith. Yes, I know this must come as a surprise to many, but Sue has had feelings for her dark-haired friend for quite some time. And now that they're out in the open, they realize, why haven't we done this much sooner? I mean, at this point, they're already almost done high school. And at this point, Edith is like, you really think we should do this right here? I mean, after all, your sister's in the other room. But, of course, passion overtakes them, as it does many people. They make out right there in the kitchen. Oh, and here comes Amanda. She has seen them. Sue's like, uh-oh. Well, anyway, it's very late, and Edith is tired, and Sue is tired, so Edith is going to go home. Of course, it's been a very eventful day for Sue, and she probably has a lot to think about. Not the least of being what Amanda's going to do now that she has seen Sue kissing another girl. Well, that's just about it, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.